So, growing up, my mom was very adamant about teaching my siblings and I good habits such as recycling, composting, turning off the lights when you weren't using them, and taking shorter showers, and always saving leftovers. Now, it got to the point in my life where I was doing all of this subconsciously. I didn't even think twice about it. It was just part of my routine, part of my habits. I just did it. Now, I never really asked why, and honestly, I didn't really care. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that all of these things, all of these easy habits that my siblings and I formed, are actually super beneficial to our planet and make the biggest difference, even though they're super small and, like I said, didn't even think twice about it. Now, what I'm getting at is that global warming has been an issue for generations and generations. It's a problem that a lot of people might not take seriously because at the end of the day, they might not think it affects them, when in reality, it does. Now, right now, I'm in a philosophy class, and one of my favorite ideas is that science directly benefits people who are ignorant of scientific discoveries. And philosophy indirectly benefits society, but only directly benefits those who study it. So, when relating it to global warming, basically we could say that prevention against global warming is going to happen no matter what. Now, whether it directly or indirectly benefits you, that's up to you. But no matter what, it's going to benefit you. And wouldn't you like to grow old and look back and say, hey, I was a part of the solution. I wasn't just, a part of the problem. I helped solve global warming, or I helped our planet benefit, and in turn, global warming isn't that big of a threat anymore. Now, like I said before, you might take global warming as a joke or might not take it seriously, but it affects you in more ways than you might think. For example, have you ever thought about why home insurance is increasing, or why your electric bills are higher, or why are taxes always being raised, or why is my food becoming more expensive? Well, the simple answer to that is global warming. Now, in the past 10 years, there's been about 405 pretty extreme weather instances, and us Texans experienced that about a year ago today, maybe a little bit more than a year ago. But whenever we had that big ice snowstorm and, we lost power, people lost water, it was terrible, things were destroyed. And instances like that, the city has to pay for some of that, we have to pay for some of that, which means taxes are increased and everything goes up. Insurance for the homes go up, all of your bills go up, and all of this is due to global warming. Without global warming, these extreme weather instances wouldn't even happen. So, whether you choose to believe global warming is real or not, it truly is affecting you. So, now that we know that global warming affects everyone, and you and me in one way or another, you should know that there are solutions to make it better and, help it. There's things that us humans can do to not contribute to the bad part of global warming that causes it, but we can do things such as the 3 R's, which I talked about earlier: reduce, reuse, and recycle. There's so many different ways we can do this. We can reuse Tupperware, dishes, bags, things like that. We can also recycle boxes and paper and more, and that way we can make more products out of those. The NRDC suggests that we can compost, and we can use that for our own gardens or others. There's so many things you can do. And if you want to take an even bigger step, you can start implementing solar power into your daily lives, which maybe at first might cost a lot, but in the end, you're going to be saving way more money if you do that rather than paying your electric bills. So that all is to benefit you and the planet. Okay, now I want you to imagine a beautiful world, less extreme weather disasters, taxes go down because the city doesn't need to rebuild after weather disasters because there's none or there's very little. There's less carbon emissions being emitted, and that means the air is cleaner, which means there's less allergies. Food becomes more affordable because livestock and crops aren't being killed off due to extreme weather, and we start implementing green energy, which means electric bills go down, and you know, it's just a better world. Home insurance isn't as crazy because there's less severe weather, and you don't have to worry about that. That sounds pretty amazing, right? Now think of a world where taxes just keep going up, green power isn't implemented, which means our air quality isn't as good, which means people are getting sick and dying, and means people are forming more allergies, and livestock and crops are unreliable because who knows if they're going to be there because of the extreme weather. Oceans are being heated and water's rising, so fish start dying. Where are we going to get our food from? Things just don't get good. Now, if you had to pick the first option or the second, I'd go with the first one. Now, in the end, I want you to know that we can change things. We can make things better. We can help our futures and our grandchildren's futures. Like I said, there's easy habits you can start forming: reduce, reuse, recycle, turn off the lights, stop composting. Easy things. Start, using less electricity. There's a lot of cool things you can do. Even plant a tree. Now, planting a tree might seem hard, but let me tell you, if you just have $1 and you go to onetreeplant.org, there you go. They plant a tree for you. That's it. $1 is all you need. Remember, it's not too late to make that change, but